Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be how to save money on your food shop, how to feed your family on a budget, and generally how to get through this situation that we all find ourselves in whereby food is just extortionate at the moment. So hopefully this video is helpful. Do give it a like if you find it helpful and you want to see more money saving videos like this. I've done so many money saving videos on this channel, lots of meal plans, lots of meal ideas and cooking the meals, as well as Aldi grocery hauls and different grocery hauls here on this channel. So hopefully there will be something that you'd like to maybe watch and stick around. I'm Lara if you're new and you're just stumbling across my channel, and thank you so much for being here to watch this video. As I said, I do really hope it's helpful to you. So there's loads of tips over on my Instagram, which is Lara Joanna Jarvis, which is everyday life and money saving reels and things like that, as well as my blog. There are lots of written content over on my blog, which is www.larajoannajarvis.com, and that will help you out with kind of if you're more of a visual person, if you like to see things written down. So there's lots of tips over there on how to save money on your food shop and how to feed your family on a budget. So without further ado, let's get into the video. I hope it's helpful. Okay, so my number one tip, and this sounds very scary and a lot of work, but honestly it's not. It's just a mindset thing. So that is adopting a zero waste kitchen. So when I do at the end of the week, I often do with all the scraps of veggies that I've got in the cupboard or in the fridge, I will do like a throw it all in meal, and they are actually like some of my favorite meals. And that is just literally using up any ingredients that you haven't used throughout the week. So tail ends of courgette or a few old tomatoes. It doesn't really matter if they're a little bit past their best because you're not eating them fresh. You're going to chuck it all into an oven tray, put some maybe some sweet potatoes in there or something like that, and roast up. Maybe if you've got any kind of fresh herbs in the garden or a bit of pesto, fruit and salt and pepper and some herbs, maybe some dried herbs, just chuck it all into the oven, and then at the end just pop on some grated cheese and it comes out. You can just shove some basic pasta in there with it. It's really, really filling, really good for you, and it just uses up all your food that you've got. So a zero waste kitchen might sound very overwhelming. I've actually done reels on how to make your food last longer on Instagram, and also just ways to kind of use up your food, because you might think, oh, there's like a drop of milk left or something, I don't need to use that, or something that won't be used. There's always a way that you can use up. So just trying to adopt that mindset. Do some research on YouTube or on blogs or anything like that for zero waste food ideas. There's tons out there, and this will really, really help you save money on your food. Next up is to fill up on basics, and that is things like chickpeas and potatoes and rice, maybe some kidney beans, something that is inexpensive, but they're gonna really, really bulk out your meals. And things like potatoes, you can do so many different ways, whether it's jacket potatoes, which is elite level food in my opinion. I love a jacket potato. You can do roasted, mashed, riced. You can do boiled. There's so many different ways of doing potatoes. So a whole bag can feed you for the week, and it can cost an inexpensive amount of money. So just try and think of like the basics that you can have in your cupboard. Maybe chickpeas, make a nice chickpea curry with some sweet potato or some butternut squash. Just using these basics to help you build on what you can make is really going to help you. The next one, as I said with the basics, these are actually full of protein. They're really, really going to fill you up. So things like lentils and chickpeas, you might be making maybe a chili con carne or a spaghetti bolognese. If you have half the amount of meat, it's going to cost you less money. You can bulk it out with lentils. You won't be able to taste it if you're worried about what it's going to taste like, and you'll have a meal that can serve you for 2 days running because you've bulked it out. So using the same amount of meat but doubling up the size of protein and the size of the meal with something like chickpeas or lentils or even just rice in there is going to make it go a lot further. As we're on the subject, reducing your meat consumption can really, really help you save money because obviously it is so expensive. So try and go a couple of days a week without meat, or maybe if you do want meat, try something from frozen or tinned or something like that. But it's actually quite easy once you get into the habit of it for swapping it out. Things like curries and stews, things like that, soups are really easy to make, so flavorful but without the meat. So try and do that at least once a week, and that's going to really help with your food shop. The next one is to buy in bulk. So there's often seasonal produce on sale. Say for example Easter, you'll get lots of lamb or different types of meat, or in the summer there's loads of barbecue meat on offer. So when these are on on offer for bulk, then stock up on them, put them in the freezer. You don't need to use them straight away, and then you can always take them out the freezer when you need it, when you haven't got enough money to go to the shops, because you've bought in bulk when it costs less money. This way you're just going to have more options when you can't get to the shops, or if you're just trying to save money on food that week. Speaking of seasonal, buy in season. Things like strawberries, if you're buying them in like February or October, they're going to be flown 4,000 miles away to get here. They're not going to be at their best, and you're going to be paying a premium for them. So try and shop in season. So at the moment, strawberries are great because it's about picking time, and you can actually get some really nice seasonal fruits. But obviously in the winter, try and go for more like plums or gooseberries or something that grows later on in the season. Gooseberries grow later in the season? You know what I mean. Just try and go for seasonal vegetables because it's going to cost you less money. Don't buy pre-packaged and pre-chopped or grated vegetables or cheeses or anything like that, because it's simply going to cost you so much more money. Just do the extra legwork, do the grating, do the chopping, and just do it yourself, and it will honestly save you so much money, especially things like vegetables, you know, chopping up your own carrots or your own leeks. It will take you 5 minutes and it's going to cost you probably half the price. So definitely consider not buying packaged or pre-cut. The next one is on best before dates. Now, I personally don't really look at best before dates unless it's like milk, or well, even then, if it smells fine, I'm going to eat it, because I'm not going to waste food just because the best before tells me it's out of date. These are best befores, not use by. There's a difference. Obviously be careful when it comes to like shellfish or something like that, but just use your kind of intuition around if you think food has gone bad or not, because chances are you'll still have, especially if something's got like a 2 month or like a 6 month, if it's a tinned good, that's probably got another like at least 6 months on it, because it's been in a tin for 5 years. What's another few months? So think about it like that. If it's something that's got a really long due date, things I don't do, like hummus, like when you open it, or feta, you need to be eating that quickly because it will go bad. But just use your kind of intuition and see how things smell and taste and touch to make sure. And if it is wilted vegetables, then you can still eat them. Just chuck them into cooked or something like that, like spinach goes over quickly, pop it into a curry or something like that and wilt it down, and you won't notice the difference. When you're doing your food shop, don't just look at eye level. This is where the most expensive products are going to be. Look up high and look down low, and you will find the more affordable options, maybe the own brands. So if you can see like all of the bread on one aisle or one row, that's going to be kind of your Hovis, your Kingsmill, your branded bread. Above and below is going to be your own brand or different kind of brands that aren't going to cost as much money. So just be savvy to these supermarket tricks, and when you're shopping, just look up and look down. Now, if a meal is cheap to make and easy to prep and cook, then like don't worry about having it more than once. If you're trying to save money on your food bill, then consistency can really help. So if you buy one ingredient, say for example potatoes, or something that's gonna cook like maybe some mince, you buy a big pack of mince, you can use that throughout the week and batch cook it. So maybe make up a really big spaghetti bolognese and then have it with rice one night, with pasta one night, maybe with some courgette noodles another night, or something like that you enjoy. And I think at the moment we just have to try and appreciate that we won't always be able to have like all the delicious food, because we've just got to make ends meet and cook what we can afford. Obviously, it goes without saying to take your coffee with you, take your lunch with you. This is not the time to be spending £10 a day on coffee and lunch out if you work outside of your house, because I mean, it takes an extra 5 minutes, I know, but making your sandwich, I mean, it's just a no-brainer for me. Can you maybe have smaller portions for your food? I know things, you know, you might be hungry, but actually, can you reduce down the amount that you eat over the course of a week and then have that as like leftovers for lunch the next day or something like that, just to make your meals go a bit further? Or like I said, chuck some lentils or chickpeas or something within what you're making just to lengthen it, to make it go further. See if there is a community project for an allotment or community gardens where you can start growing your own vegetables if you haven't got the space in your own garden. Or if you have got a garden or even just a windowsill, pop like one long tray, and I love to grow lettuce and herbs and tomatoes in mine, because they're the things that go off the quickest, I eat the most often. So if I can grow my own and crop it every time I want to eat it, then I'm going to save so much money, and also save me the money when I go to the shop to pick up some more lettuce and then end up buying little bits and bobs and costing me even more money because I've grown it at home. So try and look up community garden projects. and see if there's anyone else doing it as well, and you can make your own food. Next thing is using apps like Olio and Too Good To Go. These have got brilliant services where you can actually go, and maybe your neighbor has got leftover food and you want to give it, like maybe you've got leftover food, you want to give it away, or you want to swap it with someone. This isn't a community app, so it's also goods and maybe services, but it's things for sure, but definitely for food. So maybe they've had a roast dinner and they've got leftovers and they want to give it to the community. Go on there and see what's going around in your neighborhood. It's a lovely way of meeting your neighbors and getting that community feel, and obviously getting free food as well. Cooking from scratch can really, really help you save money. I know it might be something out of your comfort zone, but just going onto YouTube, finding videos that are going to help you has really inspired me to make more kind of food that I might not have made. And I trained as a chef, so I can cook, but I sometimes get stuck in a rut of like, oh, what can we eat today, and things like that. So yeah, going onto YouTube, getting ideas from there is a really good way of saving money on your food, and there's loads of resources as well on budget meal ideas too. I also have given away quite a few HelloFresh boxes, because I think every like month or something I get a voucher where I can give away a free box. Now please cancel your subscription if you don't use it, but like once you've had your free box, make sure you don't actually have to pay more for this. But yeah, it's literally a free box of food. So I'll leave my link below. I've also got Gusto, which is I think 60% off. I'll leave both of them below for you, but just make sure you cancel it if you don't want to carry it on. But honestly, when we can afford to, we get Gusto and HelloFresh boxes, and I love them. They are expensive if you don't use the welcome offers, but I think actually because there's 4 of us and then also we have a lunch portion from the leftovers, it actually works out quite well priced for us. But as I said, I'll leave my free boxes in the description. I probably would get a credit myself, like a £10 credit if you get a free box, but I just really want you to get the free boxes if there's any left. So I'll leave my codes, my links, try them out and come back to them if they don't work at the moment, but hopefully that will help you as well. So I'm going to leave it here, guys. There's loads more ways to save money on your food shop and your groceries here on my channel. Hope this video has been helpful to you, and please do let me know if there's any other videos you want me to make around money saving and budgeting and how to save money, and that's the same thing. But yeah, let me know, because I have made loads and I love to help you guys save even more money. Thank you for watching and being here, and I hope you guys are well and healthy and getting on all right. I know it's really tough at the moment, but we're here together. Join my Facebook group, Budget Best Life. There's loads of people in the same boat, and I will see you guys so soon. Take care, bye.